Hello and welcome to the Comment Below Advent Calendar, a podcast where every day in December we will rummage through a different topic of Christmas. We delve into the mess that is our social media, finding the seasonal stories you may or may not be talking about. You can listen to us every day on your favourite podcast app, but we're also on YouTube if you search Comment Below Podcast and follow our adventure through this year's Winter Wonderland on video. Isn't that right, Ben?
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, it is.
Wow, that's the most seasonal we get out of Ben for the whole 24 days.
That is right. We are here to guide you through December and all your Christmas memories.
It's a survivor's guide of Christmas. From
right.
someone who loves Christmas, myself, and someone who would like Christmas to just go away and die, like himself.
I'm wearing my Christmas t-shirt, my 1 and 8.
Your bar humbug Christmas t-shirt, and I'm wearing my Christmas jumper. I've got my Santa hat on, got a gonk in the background.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Holly vlogs.
Look, it is. Look how lovely it is. Look how lovely it is. I've got my Christmas book. I've got my Christmas book as well, ready to read at Christmas time.
We're all going.
It's all good.
This is day 1 of the Advent calendar then. So shall we find out what topic we'll be discussing today?
It'd be rude not to.
Okay, let me just get our little prop over here. Number 1. Let me just open this for everyone who's watching. Right. So...
What's it say, Ben?
It
Because it's a special Advent calendar, especially made for us, endorsed by Hey Dougie, the famous children's television show.
Today's topic is, funny enough, Advent calendars.
What's a coincidence? How funny is that? Well, before we start, don't forget you can follow, like and subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an episode of our Christmas vlog. Also, you can get in touch on X at commentbelowpod, Instagram commentbelow_pod or email commentbelowpod@gmail.com with any Christmassy ideas you may be doing this year.
Ho, ho, ho. Right, so...
That's going to be your catchphrase.
It is. Ho all the way. So,
You are a ho. Advent calendars.
Advent calendars, yes.
I mean, this is alien to you. Before you met me,
Most of Christmases.
you had a very bad experience as a child with Christmas, as we all know.
Just bad experience as a child. Full stop, yeah.
You didn't do much for Christmas, but luckily I've slowly introduced more and more new things to Christmas, and one of them was Advent calendars.
Yeah.
Okay, you're an adult, but I think it's a thing now. A lot of adults buy Advent calendars. I think it's absolutely perfectly fine. I think a lot of Advent calendars are now more skewed toward adults than they are for kids.
Well, the prices of them, yeah.
That's
when I was younger, I don't really remember getting Advent calendars very often, but I think the only ones I would get would be the 99p ones. Or you'd wait till January and get them then. So
it's like getting Easter eggs after Easter.
Yeah.
Like they go down by half the cost, which is ridiculous when you think about it. Easter eggs is one thing that I agree with because, right, you don't really need that chocolate to be egg formed for a specific reason. But Advent calendar, it's a special thing. Don't you think it's a really special thing? It's like every day you get a little treat. You open it at night, then you get a nice treat in the evening. If you open it in the morning, you get a chocolate in the morning. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to eat. Well, I was allowed to eat chocolate, but I couldn't eat chocolate. I was technically kind of allergic to chocolate. I've told you this before. And whenever I used to eat chocolate, there was something in it that used to give me migraines and make me really terribly sick. And for some reason, now I've grown older, I've kind of not weaned myself off of it, but I've found that I can eat chocolate now. So I can have...
Maybe it was the little bit of chocolate every day for December that cured you.
Pushed me over. Well, no,
Do you think...
when I was a kid, I never had a chocolate Advent calendar. I used to have an Advent candle. You'd have a candle and have 25 little numbers, and you'd light... What?
Well, you light it until it gets to a number and then you blow it out.
Yeah.
Or if you forget.
You never forget. It's an Advent candle.
That's a fire hazard. Do you think Advent calendars should have a door 25 or not? So I'm always annoyed when it's not 25 and it's a big chocolate.
No, because it's meant to be the countdown to Christmas. It's not meant to be as well as Christmas Day. So I get it. For a long time, though, there used to be 25 doors on it. But like in the early days, before chocolate was even introduced into Advent calendars, where you just opened it and you had a little picture of an angel or baby Jesus.
You say that in the Daily Mail comments.
Okay, this should be skewed very much toward God, so let's go.
Maz 1954, so gives you an indication.
Same age as my parents.
Time was when we were satisfied with a little picture behind each door.
Is that it? Is that all they have to say?
That's what just a picture with links to what you were saying. Just a little picture.
I mean, I remember
or a candle.
I remember it was
wax.
just a picture behind a door, and then it kind of like the 90s, the chocolate boom, I feel like happened, and they started putting chocolates behind. I mean, you've got a chocolate in your specially made Advent calendar.
Yes, I'll have that later. No, Put it down.
Oh, Betty's
Can't
telling
eat
you to have
chocolate
it
and then
now.
do a podcast. Not allowed.
Okay.
I
I would tell people that there may be podcasts for Christmas in the future where if you don't like listening to people masticate eating, then you might not want to listen, or you just watch it, because then you don't have to just listen. You can watch
what tea.
food.
So advent
I have a tea.
calendars have evolved quite a lot in recent years. I feel. I feel from
Not even just chocolate anymore.
That's what I mean. I think it's from Zoella onwards. There was a change.
Yeah, but didn't Zoella's advent calendar only have 12 doors? Which is even worse.
Some of them do only have like 12 or
That's
whatever.
a crime. It has to be every day leading up to Christmas. 24 is perfectly fine. 25 is a nice little delight. But 12 is a ridiculous number.
Well, do you want to know what the Telegraph has said is the best advent calendars of 2023?
Do I?
Very quickly. So in at number 1, we've got, you'll like this, Lego Star Wars advent calendar.
I do love
£25.
That's good value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to advent calendars being 99p. So anything above that feels like a stretch. But £25 for, it's £1 per figure, I suppose, if it's 25.
That's really, think of the value. Think of a Super Mario. Think of a Super Mario figurine,
right.
like a Bowser, for instance. That's £200.
And that's ridiculous, yes.
So for a box of Lego, essentially all Lego brand, Star Wars brand,
Well, you're
£25.
getting 8 Lego Star Wars characters, 10 mini build vehicles, 5 other mini builds.
I still think that's good value.
Well, delivery £7.50 next day. It's ridiculous.
Nah, you could find. God bless you. You could probably find it in the shop, easy peasy.
Hotel Chocolat, the grand advent calendar.
Because of my vegan tendencies and leanings,
Right.
I have Hotel Chocolat never lets me down. Every year they make a vegan, but it's always dark chocolate, which is not
That's nice. I prefer dark.
not a favourite. This year they've made a milk one, and I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, the grand advent calendar, £75.
Mine wasn't £75. I think mine
No.
was 20.
That's still a lot.
That's not for nah, I'm really into this. Not for top quality yummy chocolate.
Would you prefer just chocolate advent calendars, or do you want gift ones? You've never had a gift. They're really expensive.
Never had a
one.
gift
That's the
one.
trouble, isn't it?
Gift ones are very much of the 2020s. They really are the most modern ones.
Pandora advent calendar. If you just
God
looked
bless
at
you.
if you just looked at the price, I was going to say guess the price.
Oh, I'll have a look.
£350.
Jesus Christ, what do you get in that? Silver sliding bracelet, a heart necklace.
Also, this is ridiculous. It says what we like about it. You're basically getting £200 of jewellery. What, for £350? That's not a good
Well,
deal.
it's
don't
worth
get me wrong.
£550. So you're saving £200.
Why doesn't advent calendar need to be? Although there's not 20 doors, there's only 12.
I mean, I
Big
would
mistake.
argue this is one of those examples which you said at the top, which is that you could probably get that for maybe 300, 250 quid after Christmas, after the advent calendars.
Well, they'll just take the stuff out of the advent calendar and put them for sale separately.
Yeah, but they'd still, I think, and then reuse the boxes next year. Keep an eye on that box design and see if that's reused again.
The Gruffalo is not chocolate, it's books. 24 mini books.
I get that. That's fun.
That's good, £10. So they get the works.
Although I remember a YouTuber that we watch, I'm not going to mention any names, said,
Never do.
said that was expensive, then proceeded to go to the Cadbury advent calendar, which was just like loads of mini like flake bars and fudge bars and so on, which was 20 quid, and said, that's reasonable. I think 24, is it 24 books as well? 24
Mini books, but still.
24 books every night before bed. You can tuck in your kids, because that's tucking them in, and you've got a lovely story to read to them every night. £10. That's, I'm sorry.
What about an alcohol one then? John Lewis's wine advent calendar.
Yes, please.
£95. That's not
For 24 bottles of wine? Are they mini bottles of wine?
24 187ml bottles of wine.
That's a small glass of wine, but I'm happy.
Merlot, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc. It's all there. No de Bonnet though. But
The Bonnet's not wine, is it? It's a sort of port.
no idea.
We need to actually...
That's not too bad, £95. That, if you like wine, not for me, but
I know this is stealing ideas from another podcast that which I will mention.
we always do.
Because that's a good podcast. I Sexted My Boss. They drink gin de Bonnier. I think for the Christmas Eve episode, we should have a little drink.
I don't drink, so I can't.
Yeah, you can, just for Christmas
Really?
Eve. If you want to see Ben drinking on the final episode, let's encourage alcoholism. Let Ben know.
Oh, well, how about this one then? John Lewis. Have you looked at the price?
No.
Okay, right. So it's Wedgwood fine bone china Christmas advent calendar.
They're quite pricey. I see them on like antique shows, and like they were made in like the 50s, and they're like, oh, they're worth £5,000.
24 porcelain ornaments can be found as used as tree or table decorations. How much do you think that is?
£100.
No.
No.
Much more.
More?
Yes.
It's only porcelain. Oh, I just saw.
£860. That's the luxury calendar.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, if you're getting that as an advent calendar, what are you getting as your main gift that year, I wonder? I'd love to be one of those people.
If you're shopping at John Lewis in general, the only reason you would ever shop in John Lewis, as I've said this to you in the past, there's so many tips I'm giving you. These Christmas videos are going to be full of tips, guys and gals. They're only reason you should shop at John Lewis is because of their guarantee, because they give a free 5-year guarantee on television.
I've heard that every year for the past 10 years. And then everyone does it anyway, so...
No, they don't. For argument's sake, if I bought
They're stopping that now anyway. You're really out of date.
That's not true.
Yeah,
they're changing it, but they're not stopping it entirely.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to look at it on here.
We've run out of time.
That's a topic for another episode.
Okay. Note it down. So that's the end of our first advent calendar on... advent calendar.
Are you not going to talk about your advent calendar quickly? The one you got?
My lint one. You pick and mix yourself.
So you got to choose all the different
balls.
You
and apparently it's cheaper than buying them separately. The woman said it.
That's what the woman at the counter told the woman in front of me. She didn't directly tell me that. I just overheard.
So I got one of each, apart from the coffee and a champagne one. But I don't know. They're all in random order. I was walking around in circles.
Yeah, because you don't know, you're dropping them in the box, but you don't know where they are. So there might be a day where you actually, by accident, doubled up.
Yeah,
so you might have two and say, you're happy with that?
Yep, all good.
Do you like to just swap and change them a little bit?
Well, no, because the other lint ones, they're all just red ones anyway. So all 20 would be the same.
I'm tempted to say, and I might put this as a note for myself on my phone in a minute, that we should take a photograph of our first advent calendar and post it on our comment below socials on the first day of our Christmas. It would be. It would be. And people can find them on X at comment below pod, Instagram at comment below _pod. Well, you won't find it on their email, but email us what your advent calendar is this year.
Yes.
Comment below pod.
What's your limit at spending? All of that.
I bet you will get someone who says, like, I love to treat myself. Because you do. You treat yourself for Christmas. But don't get yourself into debt.
Unlike that one YouTuber who we won't name, who buys about 17 for themselves.
That was the YouTuber I mentioned earlier, who complained about 24 books being expensive for £10. Do you know the price of books? I bought books.
It's meant to be a short podcast, but carry on.
Sorry, I bought a book, right? 15 quid. I wanted the book, the books behind me, but you know, so 24 books for £10. Yes, they're small books, but they, you know, for a child's love. What? There's no price for a child's
taste
love.
As good as chocolate, though. So there you go. Then.
so many a man has said.
So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so you see these videos pop up every day, counting down with your own advent calendar for free. So, you know, what better deal is there for that? So make sure you're subscribed so you see what we're opening up tomorrow. Goodbye. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.